What up, pinball wizards? It is Couch Coop. We are going to be looking at patch 1.10 dropped today. We are going to have a little bit of a look at Damiane in this episode, but let's get straight to that fun stuff. Head on over to the Damiane Institute. There's a pub. They're positioned at the back. They're totally free. There's also a high score table. And talking of Damiane, it's one of the misbehaving sections for frame rate. I run a few tests, and we also look at some combat again towards the end of the video. So we've now got claw machines and pinball machines within Crimson Desert. Pearl Abyss, you are fast becoming legendary in my eyes. Let's have a look at some of these other patch notes whilst I've got you distracted with the pinball machine. They've improved the flow, both before and after, on the blockades by adding stages. You've now got battle and reconstruct. The major strongholds, players have got a request protection, and that is done through the contribution system. So they've totally upped that meta on the blockade setup. I also seem to get more notifications on some of the statuses of the forts when I get revived at a respawn point. Back to that pinball thing briefly, and they've added a token system where they can be exchanged. There's also an orb roll minigame, which I've yet to get to. I will post that in the next video. And they've added the Wyvern as a new mount, and they've massively upped the taming experience and leveling of the younger Wyvern. You've got a whole set of sub-menus now to be able to deal with the feeding and maintaining of this thing. And I have not looked into that taming setup with much vigor because I'm trying to get through that campaign, Never Ending Platinum, but I'm going to swing back round and get quite into it. I love Ark Survival Evolved. I love the idea of having cool creatures helping you or being with you in a game and leveling them up, so I will get to it. Also, Damaine's point system, I've been neglecting that, haven't leveled her up, haven't got into all of the cool movesets that she's got available, which were also added in 6 and 7 for both of those extra characters. The Cuckoo Bird chick is also added as a pet character now as well. And they've added that Wyvern saddle. So there's just so much going on with the Wyvern, the pets, the tames, the mounts. It's crazy good. And they've mentioned that they've improved photo mode UI. I think a deep dive into that photo mode may deserve its own video because I'm crazy about them, and this one is particularly good. There has been no stripping off of the in-game HUD as an option so far to my knowledge though. The Others tab in the patch notes has got about 35 bullet points in it. I'm going to list them in the description of the video because they're still going around and fixing smaller issues. Now, talking of issues, let's have a look at the combat for patch 1.10. Now remember, I am in balanced, 4K on, RT on, sharpening on.
You worthless cars!
No huge draw dropping improvements, but no huge frame drop. Not the most vigorous of test beds, I am aware, but that balance mode and that sharpening don't really disrupt things too much, and keeping that 4K on is recommended, and the same thing goes for the RT. They don't disrupt things, but we could still do with more improvement on the other modes. I will keep you posted on that situation because I feel we're very close to perfection for a base level PlayStation 5 machine. Now there is some controversy over on performance still with the Pro. I don't own that machine, so I want to hear from you if you've experienced any of it. Let's have a quick look at some shotgun gameplay from Damiane. This is just so cool being able to experiment with these different characters and their equipment, but bear in mind everybody can now use everybody else's equipment, but the movesets are still quite unique for each character.
There you go.
She does feel a little bit weaker for me because I haven't invested a lot into her equipment and skills, and I haven't really got used to some of her new moves, particularly with the hand-to-hand material. Let's have a ride around Damiane because this has now become a major offender. I think it is by far one of the busiest and built up areas of the entire map. This courtyard will be now where I run a lot of my performance tests because it's a big offender. Understandable though, there's so much going on, there's loads of people in the square, there's stuff flying around everywhere, there's an untold amount of NPCs, and it performs at its worst when you're normally on horseback. That's probably to do with the speed that you're travelling. Is this the Michael Jackson guy doing the dance? Couldn't tell, I stood here for quite a while. I also want to hear from you about how many hours you've put into this game and how close you are to completion. I don't know if you've seen the percentage on people who've actually achieved it. It's about 7%. Have you even left Hernand? Come on, be honest. As said before, well, on day one, what a spectacular looking game this is. But now we're up to patch 10. Now they're tying up some of those looser areas. We're really seeing an incredible open world. I cannot wait for more content from Pearl Abyss. There is some DLC being mentioned on the horizon, so I'll be jumping on that as soon as we have some more details. I imagine it will be paid. That was some footage of some of those blockade notifications coming in on the top left there. My name was, of course, Couchcoop. I'd love your feedback on the Order 1886 video that just went out yesterday, and we've got God of War 2018 OG coming up tomorrow. I will, of course, see you down there. What was that?